Anyway, my name is Taylor Amarante, and I'm some of the most well-known eyebrows here in the South Bay. I got these big guys here. You guys recognize them, don't lie. Anyway, I just got back from being on tour with these guys in Toronto, Canada, or Canada, as the Portuguese people say. And they're obviously very happy up there right now because they're the NBA champions. They beat our Warriors, right? Somebody cheer? What's that about? There it is. But it's okay, man. It's been 25 years since one of their professional sports teams won a championship. That means this was the first time since 1993 they had a parade in Toronto that did not include the Nossa Senhora de Fatima. They were loving it up there. Portuguese daughters were loving it the most. They finally had an excuse to be out all night. Portuguese dads were like scared they were going to come back with a 6'9" basketball player or something like that. Not in my house. But you're up there in Toronto and Portuguese people act like they've loved basketball forever. It's like, give me a break, man. The only baskets we love are baskets with pop sticks, dude. Right? You guys know that's true.
Yeah.
But up there, man, in Canada, these Portuguese-Canadians, they're just like Portuguese-Americans. But they're polite, right? And I know what you're thinking, even the people from San Miguel. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, so the coolest thing about doing shows up there is when we're done with shows and everybody who's performed has finished. We all hang out, we talk with folks after the show, and it never fails when I'm in Canada. There's always one guy who comes up to me, super nice guy with his family. He wants to know if I know his only cousin that lives in America. It never fails. Guy comes up to me this past trip, he comes up, hey, rapaz, hey, good job, huh? Good job, huh? You're from Estados Unidos, no? I'm like, yeah, California. He's like, maybe you know my primo, João Silva. He pours concrete. And I'm like, where's he live? He's like, New York. You know, João Silva, Silva concrete. If it's not gold, it's silver. And I'm like, that's a catchy phrase. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's like, oh yeah? I'm like, no, I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. First of all, America is huge. Do you know, sir, that you here in Toronto are closer to Ponta Delgada, San Miguel, than I am in the Bay Area to New York? And he's like, no pode ser. I'm like, faz o Google. Change Google Maps. I'm like, really, João Silva? Do you know how many João, the second thing is, do you know how many João Silvas live in America? I have 3 on my street alone. 3. There's João Silva with the fruit trees. There's João never says hello back Silva. And then there's Antigamente João Silva, who starts every conversation we have with the word Antigamente. All 3 João Silvas, all 3 probably poured concrete in their life, right? None of those 3, this guy's primo from New York, dude. And once you're done playing the Do You Know My Primo game, there's the second most popular game that people in Canada like to play with me when I'm up there. And it's called Let's Talk About Donald Trump. These guys always come up to me, man, and they want to ask me what I think about Donald Trump, but they do it in a weird way, like trying to manipulate my answer. They're like, hey, Donald Trump, huh? Yeah, no good, huh? No good? What do you think? No good? That guy obviously wants me to tell him I think Donald Trump's no good. And he is, but we'll leave that aside for today. But they always do that. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even going to answer this question. I don't want RTP to catch me on TV talking shit about Donald Trump. Let's face it, he watches a lot of TV, guys. And he tweets a lot. I don't need that kind of drama. So, do we have anybody here from San Miguel? Ooh, yeah, everybody's always like, oh. It's the biggest island, but, I don't know about those guys. They speak Francais. Surprised they don't have escargot over there instead of Preto do Prato. What about Terceira? How many people here we got from Terceira? You guys are so loud. Simmer down. What about San Jorge? Oh, that's so good to hear. I can't tell you guys, I travel a lot with these guys, and very rarely is San Jorge that forth. So it's nice to see San Jorge in the house. Usually it's like 2 of my cousins in the corner. Like, hey, San Jorge! But it's funny because every time you do an island shout out, there's always one guy who Facebook inboxes me after the show like, you forgot Flores. So is there anybody here from Flores? Fantastic. What about Porto? Oh, yes, you. Who's watching The Lighthouse tonight? Record. I'm looking over here to the right. I see a couple of tables here full of ladies. You guys are out on the town like it's Dia de Amigas or what? Is it Dia de Amigas? Do you guys all know what Dia de Amigas is? Yeah? Dia de Amigas is like the Portuguese version of Girls' Night Out. Right? And you have Dia de Amigas as well for the dudes, right? Because the dudes need a night. They're just eating meat on the table, right? But Dia de Amigas is this thing where growing up, I was always curious about what Dia de Amigas was. I was a little kid, right? Once in a while, we'd have freshly baked pies and cakes and cookies on the table. And once a year, I'd go grab one of those cookies, and my mom would slap my hand away. Don't touch that. That's for Dia de Amigas. And I'd be like, what? Dia de Amigas? What is that? It sounds so important, right? You start thinking, wait a minute, a hall full of Portuguese women? This sounds pretty dramatic, right? I start imagining the storylines. I'm like, wait a minute, Dia de Amigas could literally be the title of the newest Portuguese reality show. Tonight, on an all-new episode of Dia de Amigas. A room full of friends who are not really friends. Who will stay, who will go tonight on Dia de Amigas? I would watch that. It makes a noise if you know it's a room full of friends who are not really friends. All right? I know we have to sit somebody back there and somebody up here for some sort of reason, dude. Thanks for the sound. Imagine next week on Dia de Amigas, the ladies struggle with the seating chart. All of a sudden they're in front of a whiteboard, they're like, okay, Maria has to be next to the buffet because she has a bad hip. But she doesn't want to sit next to Mafalda. Mafalda hates Manuela. Manuela doesn't like Lourdes. Lourdes hates Conceição. Conceição has to be far from the door because she gets cold. But her sister Fadinha needs to be close to the door because she gets hot. Dia de Amigas. Thanks for the claps, guys. I always thought from the stories I heard, I thought Dia de Amigas was some shit. I thought it was like, psh, you're with your girls, you're in the limousine, you pull up, PBSJ Band Hall. Psh, you pop out the limousine, you see the line, you don't wait in it, the guy at the door winks, you wink back, Dia de Amigas. He gives you a stamp, you look close at the stamp, it's a picture of you and your amigas. You're like, what the hell? Hell yes, Dia de Amigas. You roll in the club, it's red lights, bubbles, confetti everywhere. The beat drops. Boots, 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 boots. Amigas. Boots, 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 boots. You're like, wait a minute, you walk in, it's a bunch of dudes who are shirtless, wearing nothing but a bow tie and cuecas, carrying around Case St. George. Gyrating to the beat. Some of them are on roller skates. Somebody hands you a drink, you take a sip, they guide you to the VIP. Somebody's waiting for you. That somebody, Cristiano Ronaldo. He wants to play a game of one-on-one. Dia de Amigas. If that was Dia de Amigas, guys. Most times it's a chicken dinner with rice. Right? So raffle tickets, a little bit of shit talking, some backstabbing, and a somewhat sober drive home, right? You get there, your husband's like, hey, how was it? Oh, it was alright. Strip clubs are weird, man, right? I'm gonna be honest, I don't go to strip clubs much anymore, for obvious reasons. Hi babe, how are you? It's my fiance in there. So let's keep that on the down low. If you saw me there, you didn't saw me there, okay? Anyway, but every crew of friends has one friend who really, really likes the strip club, right? He's usually single, he's usually angry, right? But this is his happy place. So you go, right? And the weirdest thing about the strip club is lap dance face, right? Have you seen that? All the guys getting a lap dance, they look like your uncle in the Azores who sits at the table shirtless eating carne, just like, that creeps me out. People think they look like a rapper? No, you look like your tio Jorge. With moilu rolling down your barriga, dude. That's the happy trail down to the Blica, dude. The moilu. All the way to the Blica. Maybe my wife lick it off, I don't know. Is it sexta-feira? Is it Friday? I don't know. Friday's muito on the bleak day, y'all. But strip clubs, imagine Portuguese strip clubs, right? You go to a strip club here, girls change their names. Because they don't want you to recognize them, right? Even though once in a while they're your neighbor Veronica from down the road, right? But they come out and the guy's always like, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bambi. I'm like, that girl's name's not fucking Bambi, I know that girl. Right? But they always have these names like, give it up for kitty cats. Pretty sure that's not what it says on their passport, right? But I get it, right? But what about strip clubs in the Azores or Portugal, right? Do these girls in the Azores change their name, even though they're from like one freguesia over? I imagine them coming out to dance like, senhoras and senhores, put your hands together for Maria de Fatima Silveira. It's like, hey, you can dance together. Yeah, her mom has a store over there. Hey, this is pretty good. Or do they change their name too? It's like, senhoras and senhores, put your hands together for Pastel de Nata. Or like, what do they call themselves? There's not a lot of Portuguese strippers, man, and you know why? It's because Portuguese kids get spanked growing up. Right? Make some noise if you got that ass whooped. We all did. We all did. We don't poo right now, right? Our poo's all messed up. We don't poo right. We all got spanked, and that's why we're pretty good fucking adults, right? Portuguese people make decent adults, right? Hair gets gray when you're 30, but decent adults. Right? Now I have 5 nieces and nephews. As of like 2 weeks ago, I am now the uncle to a whole little 5-piece chicken McNuggets, dude. I'm around kids a ton, and I freak out. I'm like SEAL Team 6 out there. I'm at the playground, making sure we're not the next story on Dateline, right? I don't need someone to come kidnap one of these kids when I'm watching them. But while I'm out there observing my surroundings, I realize one huge thing. There's a lot of shitty kids out there, guys. There's a lot of shitty kids out there. And you know why? Because non-Portuguese parents are moving away from spanking. Right? Portuguese parents? Oh no, always gonna be spanking, right? Portuguese parents are like the Tom Brady of the spanking game, right? Still in it after all these years, right? Accurate as hell, still winning. Portuguese parents stay spanking. It's those non-Portuguese parents, man. I was on Facebook the other day. I saw an article that said, the era of spanking is over. I was like, bullshit. I was like, is the era of making trouble over? Or something like, is the era of pissing off your Portuguese parents over? Because that's ridiculous. So then I click on the story, and sure enough, they interview a bunch of middle-aged white women who are married to like tech dudes, right? Like Ashley, age 31 from Phoenix. Or like Mary, age 36 from South Dakota. Where's Manuela from New Bedford? We talked to Maria from Modesto. No, there's none of that. Kids these days, man. They're not even being raised to be tough anymore either. Kids are not being raised to be tough. When I was growing up, my cousin would come babysit us. And he would bring over movies. Like The Predator. Bloodsport. Jaws. Kids these days, the closest thing they have to Jaws is... Come on, guys, you know this one. And then he goes to mommy. Mommy shark.
Oh God, I hear this every morning.
Mommy shark. Mommy shark, guys. Baby shark. You know what I had when I was older or younger? Daddy, stop, don't, Daddy, stop, don't. That's what I had. Daddy shark. You can't make a shark a friend. Don't teach the kids that. In the ocean in Hawaii, kicking it. Oh, Daddy, it's a shark. Don't do it. Kids these days, they want a safe space. Right? A safe space. They don't even get punished. They get e-punished. Now, have you seen this? Kids decide, hey, keep it up, Tommy. I'm taking away your iPhone and your iPad. When I was a kid, my dad might take my actual fucking eye, man. He might beat my ass till I couldn't see. These kids want safe spaces. Growing up, me and my brother got our asses kicked in church. If that's not a safe space, dude. Yeah. We'd be in there in church, everything's going fine for the first machete. But then the choir comes up, okay? People tried out for the choir, they were selected. They are in the choir, and they start. But then there's always those Portuguese ladies in the audience at church who think they sing better than the ladies in the choir. They want to go to Ave, Ave, clinging to life. Ave, life. My brother and I would be there making fun of them. All of a sudden, the blood starts running from our neck to our back of our body. My dad has us by the neck. Like he just caught 2 fish in a river. He's holding us up like this. We're dangling. We're like, Dad, you can't do this. This is church. He's like, I'll ask for forgiveness on the way out. Safe space. Please, man, when you have 3 kids like my dad had, every day of the week, somebody deserved a whoop ass, right? 3 kids, 3 years apart, man. Somebody deserved it. I can imagine my dad coming home from work, man, back then. He was pumped to get home because somebody was gonna get it. He'd walk in like this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lino. He's home from a very tough day at work, and he's gonna take it out on one of our next 3 contestants. On tonight's episode of That's My Chapada. Contestant number 1 is Lino's oldest son, Jason. Today he ditched 6th period Spanish to go hang out at the park with his friend. Contestant number 2 is Crystal, and today she lied to her father about who she's going to the movies with this Saturday. Last but not least is contestant number 3, Taylor. Today he got detention for telling his teacher to button her butt. Dad would be rolling up his sleeves. Who's gonna get it? Tonight on That's My Chapada. Even though they tell you your whole life, college, go to college, but they can't help you with your homework. A lot of our Azorian parents tell us the story when we were young. It was convenient. I only go to school till the 4th grade, and then I look vakish because my family needed me. Now, good luck. Go to college. You couldn't even come home with a regular math problem. And my father, he wouldn't even sit through the problem. He would already start to diagnose it, right? I read it to him, okay, Dad, Peter has 100 cows. My dad's like, who's gonna milk all those cows? That's a lot of cows, that's a lot of manpower. Right, nowadays Portuguese parents are telling their kid, hey, go Google that. Right? Hey, Alexa, tell my son to go Google that. We didn't have that back in the day. So we were fighting against the grain. But they wanted us to go to college, and then when you finally got to go to college, and you say, I'm going away to college, you got in trouble for going away. My sister told my family she was going away to college. They said, fine, she went away to college. When she came back at Christmas break, she was grounded at Christmas break for going away to college. They were like, no. But then my older brother was gone for a little longer than we were, right? About 8 years, he finished school, he was down there, found himself a beautiful wife, etc. But when he came back, he was a changed man. He was a changed man, and he wanted everybody to know it, right? Like my father has always been my father. He's got the same rules, same type of thing, right? We all know it's like living under a military general, right? Keeping things tight. But my brother came back from college, he was different. And he let my dad know. He was like, Dad, I'm different now. Okay, I went to learn a lot of things from a lot of different people, man. Not just you and Home Depot. And then I was like, oh, big college guy, huh? That was my dad's new nickname for my brother when he came back from college, was big college guy. Anytime they had a discrepancy and my dad was on the losing end, he's like, hey, I don't know. You know, you're the big college guy. So my brother shows up and he's like, I'm different now, Dad. And he goes, oh yeah, how's that, big college guy? And my brother goes, some things are gonna change around here. Number 1, I'm not eating meat anymore. And my dad was like, wait a minute, but you're still gonna eat carne, no? And I was like, no, my brother's like, no, carne is meat. So then my dad answered in the most Azorian way possible, right? But you're still gonna eat fish. He's like, yeah, some fish with low levels of mercury. And I was like, what? And he goes, and guess what else, Dad? I'm not doing dairy anymore. My dad's like, dairy? He's like, yeah, did you know we're the only species that drinks another species' milk, Dad? I learned that in college. And I was like, oh yeah, you learned that in college, but you were the last one to be getting breastfed by your mother. You like milk then, huh? And then after that, there's the cookies in the milk, the cookies in the milk. And I go to no milk, huh? It's like, yeah, Dad, I'm different now. I'm woke. Right? It's like, oh yeah, you're woke now, but this morning at 9 a.m. when I needed help in the backyard, you was asleep. You've been asleep your whole life. You go to college, you come back, now you're awake. That's good, because I need your help tomorrow morning. But he goes, yeah, man, I'm not doing that anymore. No ice cream, no yogurt, no cheese. Even the bread lifted his head and looked over. No cheese. My dad's like, you're from St. George. No cheese, you're from St. George. He's like, yeah, no cheese, Dad. And you know what else? Last but not least, I'm not going to church anymore, Dad. And my dad starts taking off his belt, right? He's like, oh. He's like, I'm not going to church anymore. You know why? Because Jesus and church is a bunch of bull. All right, we found out who tonight's winner is of That's My Chupada. Hey guys, that's all the time I have. I'm Taylor Amarante. Enjoy my Rita, Portuguese Kids. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. It's been great.